Today we are going to learn about the freshwater resources distribution across the world. So freshwater resources, 70% of the earth's surface is covered with the water. According to the United Nations Environment Program 2002, 1400 million cubic kilometer water on the earth is available, and of this 97.5% by volume is held in the ocean. Only 2.5%, 35 million cubic kilometer is the fresh water. Out of this 2.5% fresh water, there is the glacier contains about 68.7%, groundwater contains about 30%, permafrost contain about 0.8%, surface and atmospheric water contains about 0.4%. Now we will see the breakup of this surface and atmospheric water. Surface and atmospheric water 0.4%. Out of this 0.4%, 67.4% is contained by freshwater lakes. Soil moisture contains 12.2%. Atmosphere contains 9.5%. Wetlands contain 8.5%. And river contains only 1.6%. And plant and animal contains 0.8%. Globally, fresh water is distributed unevenly. About 3/4, 75% of the global annual rainfall occurs in the countries containing less than 1/3 of the world's population. About 80% of the world's water runoff is concentrated in northern and equatorial region, which have relatively small population. For example, the Amazon River in South America accounts for about 20% of the global runoff each year. The area drained by the Amazon is huge but sparsely populated. In Africa, the Congo River and its tributaries account for about 30% of the entire African continent's annual runoff, but Congo's contains only 10% of the African population. An additional problem is that rainfall throughout the much of the developing world is highly seasonal. So in the developing world, the rainfall is not perennial or throughout the year, but it is concentrated mostly in the 1 to 3 months of the rainfall season and leave people short of the fresh water during the dry season. Many human population do not have access to clean water and safe drinking water. According to the United Nations, 2.1 billion people around the globe lacked access to safely managed drinking water in 2017. Instead, they had access to only contaminated water which can carry pollution and infections, diseases and due to this contaminated water, they are at the risk of diseases like diarrhea, dysentery, etc. Lack of access to clean water leads to more than 3 million deaths every year. Economic development. So the availability of water, fresh water, also restrict the economic development. For example, the freshwater sources enable development of the fisheries, etc. About 70% of the world's fresh water usable is used for agriculture. If we talk about the geopolitics, then Ethiopia and Egypt are fighting over the Nile River. For example, Nile supply 85% of the Egypt's water, while 85% of the Nile's water originates in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is planning to dam part of Nile River in order to generate electricity. Egypt is concerned that its access to Nile's water will be adversely affected. Even in United States, where fresh water is abundant relatively, so different population fight over the use of fresh water. Major debates over the Colorado River system. Developed nations like Finland, New Zealand, US also withdraw tons of waters at more than 1000 meter cube per person per year. But their usage is different. In United States, for example, 41% of the water withdrawal went to the thermoelectric power generation in 2015, while 37% went towards irrigation and livestock in 2015. For Finland, 80% of the withdrawal of the water used for industrial production. Most of the countries with lower water withdrawals per capita are from Africa. So African countries withdraw less water from the ground. For example, very populated country Nigeria withdrawal only 75 meter cube per person per year in 2015, while Kenya withdrawal only 75 meter cube per year per annum in 2010. Largest water withdrawals per capita are located in the arid deserts of Central Asia, including top-ranked Turkmenistan, 5,753 meter cube per capita per person per year, and 95% goes to agriculture. If we talk about the top 10 water-rich countries, then Brazil is the top country which have the highest water resources. 12% of the world's fresh water, 8,283 cubic kilometer, is available in the Brazil. Despite having numerous freshwater resources, one of the most populous region of Brazil, Sao Paulo, faces severe drought. Access to fresh water by poor neighborhood in urban areas remains a challenge in Brazil. Russia is the second largest freshwater rich country. 4,508 cubic kilometer fresh water is available in Russia. Lake Baikal is the largest and deepest freshwater lake in the world and holds approximately 20% of the world's fresh water. United States, approximately 77% of the fresh water is surface water and 23% underground water. There are thousands of lakes in the United States, including the world famous Great Lake. Canada has around 2,902 cubic kilometer in rivers and lakes. China 2,840 cubic kilometer. Pyongyang Lake in the Jiangxi province is the largest freshwater lake in the China. If we talk about India is the 10th largest freshwater resource rich country in the world. We have around 1,911 cubic kilometer of fresh water. India constituted 16% of the world population, has only about 2.5% of the world's land and 4% of the world's freshwater resource at its disposal. Thank you.